All right, well, the possibility of impending trouble right now for thousands of American Airlines passengers is in the past. All right, so some good news tonight for the flight attendants of one regional subsidiary of American Airlines. Chief Transportation Correspondent Hawker Vanguard joins us now with the looming concerns right now over in terms of the management of this big problem. What can you tell us about this possibility of what's going on?
Well, we're all trying to avoid the one thing you don't want to hear when it comes to airlines, and that is
a strike.
Yeah, we don't want a strike to happen. That's for absolutely sure. So the authorization vote happened in October, though, and it was a unanimous vote by hundreds of cabin crew members at Piedmont Airlines. And they were pushing for an increase in wage, benefits, and better work rules. Those are very important. These flight attendants were working under a contract that was more than a few years old at this point. So what they were dealing with is the old work rules, and most importantly here, the increase in pay. That's a huge portion here.
All right, so when we're talking about money, $19 an hour sounds like a lot, but if that pay is not looking at a 40-hour work week, that's the reason why so many people need contracts who are flight attendants, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
The pay is huge, and like you said, it's not just the everyday job where you clock 40 hours a week and then you get your big paycheck at the end of the day, you know. So what we're dealing with is that $19 an hour, and what we're going moving forward is more than that. So the typical crew member, though, is clocking about 75 to 90 flight hours a month. So instead of that 9 to 5, it comes out to 170 hours if you were clocking a normal job. So contracts like this are important because the work rules they carry, very important. It's increasingly important because of how labor has changed since COVID changed the landscape of air travel, really. So what does this contract cover, though? It's pay, per diem, pay protections. So if your canceled trip, you know, has something in the middle of it and the flight attendants have to go back to home base, those pay protections are very important. Work rules like the minimum rest on a layover that go above and beyond the FAA's, of course, and hotels, layovers, that type of thing. It does not protect, though, crew members from bad behavior, so no crazy layovers.
So we started this conversation saying we want to avoid a strike. Do you feel like this is all getting us to that point where we're going to be avoiding a strike? I mean, does all these things that are put in place that seem like most people are happy?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing we are trying to avoid is the strike, and we're past the biggest portion of it. But going forward, now we need the flight attendants to vote on it. That's why it's called a tentative agreement. It's only kind of in the works right now, and we don't even know the full details yet. So in the coming months, that'll be released to the flight attendants, and hopefully we'll have a better situation going forward.